Okay, here we've got Princess Leia in the Bespin gown, and this is a variation figure. And this is called the crew neck version. So if you notice, the neck is bare flesh, and on other versions of Leia Bespin you can get her with the neck painted, and that's called the turtleneck version. But this was probably the first release of the figure, so she came with a crew neck, and then the neck is painted flesh colour. Often the flesh coloured paint and the gold around the neckline of her dress, the colours mix or deteriorate, and that produces a gold colour. So she often has gold coloured neck, and that's just due to changes in the paint. And she comes in this cape with quite an elaborate printing on it, pattern, and she has her costume that she wore on Cloud City. That's the head sculpt, and sometimes she comes with dark brown hair, near black hair, or lighter brown hair, and got quite small petite little feet, a sort of almost Indian type Nehru suit costume dress with the vinyl cape with the elaborate printing around it. She comes with the same pistol that Princess Leia Organa, the figure in the white outfit, came with, and this figure is pretty hard to find. Far more common is the turtleneck version. Even though the turtleneck version is said to be rarer, it's actually this figure that's actually, especially in the UK, it's this figure that's harder to track down and certainly costs a lot more. I haven't got this one carded yet, but hopefully one day I will. And you can find it on the early Empire Strikes Back cards, and those cards have a different picture to the front view Princess Leia in Bespin gown. They have a more of a sort of profile look, so the card looks pretty different. So Princess Leia Bespin, along with Luke Bespin, has generally the most variations out of all the vintage figures. So you can get Princess Leia with the crew neck and the turtleneck, and you can get her on two different card pictures, which are the early Empire Strikes Back card pictures, plus the Tri-Logo has the same picture as the early card. Then the later Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi cards have a more front view picture with a more bluish tinge to it. And so not quite as many as the Luke Bespin. He has one more because the Tri-Logo card has a different picture as well, and quite pronounced hair colour variations. And of the two, probably the Luke Bespin is probably a bit more, probably people more focused on that character than this Leia. But then again, there are quite a lot of people that just collect Princess Leia. So I guess many of you younger viewers don't really know about this variation. So the Leia crew neck, and even though they say that the turtleneck is the harder to find, it's actually, well, certainly in the UK, it's the crew neck which is harder to track down. Doesn't come up as much as often. If you go on eBay and type in AFA Leia Bespin, the majority will be the T-neck version, the turtleneck version, which I think the turtleneck version does look better though, because I think on this figure the neck does tend to look a bit too long, and so I prefer the T-neck version, even though this is more movie accurate. I just think the T-neck looks better. And it's pretty similar to the first release of Princess Leia on the 1978 release. I mean, still using a vinyl cape, same weapon, pretty sort of static pose, but still a good figure. This is AFA graded. It's 85 near mint, and it says 1980 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, Leia Bespin crew neck. And these you can tend to pick for about 30 to 50 quid. If it's uncirculated, you're talking about £100 plus. So, and then carded, say between, for a crew neck on an Empire Strikes Back card, I know there's one in the US, and they won in about $400, $500, maybe pounds, I'm not sure. That's for graded 85, 31 back, with the original picture plus the crew neck. This is the back. If you look at the dress, you can see all that printing on it. Lovely detail there. And supposedly you can find this on the Tri-Logo card, plus the... I'm not sure if you could find it on the Jedi card though, but you never know. So there you go, Princess Leia in her Bespin gown and with the crew neck. So this is a major variation. It's one of the most famous variations, and you know, I've been collecting for heavily, well, not in heavily, but you know, for 19, 20 odd years now, and it's only this year that I've finally got this variation, the crew neck. Got lots of T-necks. If you want to see a T-neck carded, you can see my Princess Leia on the German Empire Strikes Back 45 back. That's a T-neck, nice card there, plus very mint actually. And I've got one on a Kenner Return of the Jedi, I think it's 77 back. That's made in China, that one, so you can check that one out. That's carded as well, that's a T-neck as well. So I'm just telling you how much more common the T-necks are. And just one more look. Out of all the Princess Leias, this would be, I'd say, the third most popular out of all, or maybe the fourth actually. I'd say the original white outfit is the most popular. Then it's going to be, I'd say Leia Hoth is the next popular. Then it's going to be between this figure and the Leia Bosch disguise. So, but I think this is, I prefer the older the figure the better for me, you know. Okay, I mean I quite like the really, I would say with the white outfit's my favourite. So there you go, Princess Leia and crew neck variation. According to Lee's and other magazines like that, it's the T-neck that's the rarer of the two, but I'd say it's the crew neck that's harder to find. Maybe because it was the sort of the version that was released first, and maybe it's more common in the States, but over here it's not an easy figure to find. Okay, the Leia crew neck, and quite a simple figure, limited colour range, and don't forget the gold neck version. That's just where the gold paint and the flesh paint just mix a bit and sort of give it a goldish greenish colour. And there's the cape. Cape has really nice detail. 1980, a long time ago. So this figure is around 32 years old now, and it's a high grade 85, and it's a nice variation to try and track down. You'll easily find the turtleneck, but trying to get this one isn't easy. To try and get it carded, you have to pay for it. It's not cheap carded. It's like trying to get a Leia Bespin with the first picture with yellow hair or brown hair. That's a tricky figure to find as well. Of the two, it's the Luke that goes for more money, even though in the sort of Lee's guide they're both sort of valued approximately the same amount, but it's the Luke that everyone wants. I think there's going to be a new figure version of this coming out soon on the vintage collection card, and that might stimulate interest in this figure again. If you're into the old figures, if you're from that sort of generation. Though I know a few young guys still on YouTube, they like collecting these older figures as well. So there you go. Leia Bespin. See if I can show you how long her neck looks. Not a bad figure. Okay, time to say goodbye. Bye.
The lovely Princess Leia is brought before the evil Darth Vader. Will he force her to tell the location of the rebel base? And what's to become of R2-D2 and C-3PO as they hurtle toward the desert planet of Tatooine? Find out in the next thrilling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Somewhere on the barren desert planet of Tatooine, our little hero R2-D2 and C-3PO are searching for Ben Kenobi. Suddenly, they're attacked and captured by the sinister, yellow-eyed Jawas. Will they be sold for scrap? Will they escape to find Ben Kenobi? Find out in the next heart-stopping commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. In our last thrilling commercial, old Ben Kenobi had just rescued young Luke Skywalker from the savage Tusken Raiders. It is now some time later as they discover the burned-out remains of a Jawa sandcrawler. Fearing the worst, Luke races for home in a desperate attempt to save his aunt and uncle. What will he find? Stay tuned for the next commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. When last we left Luke, Ben, R2, and C-3PO, they had gone to the Mos Eisley spaceport searching for a pilot who can take them to Alderaan. But once inside a murky bar crowded with bizarre aliens, Luke is attacked by a vicious killer. Can Ben Kenobi save the boy before it's too late? Will they find their pilot in time? Don't miss the next spine-tingling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
He was young, but he was ready. Ready to leave his home and everything he'd known to join the fight against the Empire. Armed with his father's lightsaber, he fought for his life, his friends, and the lovely Princess Leia. Luke Skywalker was ready. Luke Skywalker is back. Star Wars is back. Star Wars, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. All his life, he only cared about one thing. Himself. But now, the best hotshot pilot in the galaxy was playing babysitter to an old man, a green kid, 2 robots, and a princess. Han Solo really had his hands full. Han Solo is back. Star Wars is back. Star Wars, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. She was as tough as she was beautiful.
Here they come!
A gentle princess who could handle a blaster with the best of them. But all she had to do to save the Rebel Alliance was escape from the Death Star. Princess Leia was running out of time. Princess Leia is back. Star Wars is back. Star Wars, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.